Hey everyone, welcome back to the Don't Overthink It. If you're a returning listener, welcome back. If you're new, welcome in. And today we have a good episode with us, and hope you like to listen in. I'm here with Irish, my co-host.
Hey, Donny, what's up, man?
How are you doing?
Today we got a pretty cool guest, man, don't you think?
Yeah, I do. He's not a stranger to the DMZ community either.
Oh,
so.
no, not at all. And he's well liked by a lot of people, man. I'd like to introduce everybody. This week's episode is going to be with the one and only DChinz. DChinz, what's up, dude?
What's up, brother? How you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. How's your day?
Oh, pretty good, man. Just got off playing some Warzone, so excited to do this podcast with you guys.
Yeah. How do you like the Warzone?
How do I like Warzone?
Yeah. How do you like the Verdansk?
It's my first time playing Verdansk ever. So still trying to get used to the map, used to the guns, used to the movement. But overall, I'm having a pretty good time playing the game.
Yeah. This is my first time playing Verdansk too. I kind of enjoy it a lot better than all the other maps.
Yeah, I missed it last time when it came out, when it was here before. So I never got. So this is my first time, and I'm like you. I'm trying to learn the map, trying to learn that crazy movement, and the TTK on them guns over there is just crazy, bro.
yeah. It is a lot different than what we're accustomed to here in the DMZ game mode. So it's gonna take some while to get used to it, but it's overall I'm still having a pretty good time over there. I didn't play it originally in 2019 when it came out, so it's a breath of fresh air for anybody that's for me specifically that was predominantly playing DMZ.
Yeah. My first map was Caldera. My brother got me addicted to the Caldera, and I was like, I gotta get this game. Got the game, and I just started playing it from there. But yeah, so you do DMZ. You got a lot of DMZ recordings and videos and shorts and stuff underneath your belt.
Yeah. So
tell us what got you into gaming? What got you into streaming and gaming?
It's actually a weird story. I got this weird obsession with making money, and I saw the opportunity when the PS5s and Xboxes were selling, were being scalped and sold, and I was like, I can do that. And so I wasn't even into gaming, when those consoles launched. But at the end of all the scalping, I held on to one Xbox and one PS5. I ended up selling the Xbox and I kept the PS5, and I just started playing some video games, just not first person shooter games, like role-playing games like Spider-Man. I was playing Madden, NBA 2K. I was playing those games, and I wasn't really into first-person shooters. It wasn't until my 50-year-old father-in-law told me about Call of Duty. This was when, what game was out? It was Vanguard, Call of Duty Vanguard. Call of Duty Vanguard came out. My father-in-law and some of his buddies were playing it. I saw them playing it, and I started the campaign on there, and I finished the campaign, and I was like, well, what else is there to do on this game? And then I ran into multiplayer, and I started playing multiplayer on Vanguard, and then I stopped playing it. It just wasn't. I wasn't really into gaming like that. So after the multiplayer thing happened, I don't know what game came after Vanguard. Was it MW2?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then MW2 came out. A couple of my buddies were playing it, so I'm like, I can get into this too. Actually, you know what it was? It was my brother. He was playing Tom Clancy's games, Ghost Recon. And I was like, I thought this was like a first-person shooter. He's like, no, not this one. So my other brother was like, no, you're talking about Call of Duty. I play Call of Duty. I was like, all right, well, let me see what that's about. And so I completely forgetting about Vanguard, I hopped into Call of Duty. And the very first game mode of Call of Duty that I ever played was DMZ. So you talk, and a lot of you guys that have been playing Call of Duty for years and maybe a decade or so, probably have like a history with the game, like going back to the earlier games, right? Even before Warzone was a thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So And you guys are all up to speed with the game, but my first experience with a first-person shooter in general was DMZ.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I wasn't even into first-person shooters. I wasn't into mail-sim games. I wasn't into, any of that stuff. I was playing Spider-Man, on the weekends and stuff like that. But I quickly got addicted to DMZ. And we can all remember getting into DMZ for the first time, like being completely lost, not knowing what was going on, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still feel like that sometimes.
Yeah. So, and then, you kind of develop the traits to, playing the game and the habits and stuff like that. But, so yeah, my first experience with Call of Duty and with a first person shooter was DMZ. So outside of DMZ, yeah, I did grind the camos in MW2. And then I tried to do the zombies again, not having any Call of Duty experience before. I hopped into Call of Duty Zombies when it came out in MW3, and it just wasn't my thing. So I just, stuck back with MW2 and DMZ. So,
have you played this new Zombies?
I'm not into the zombies thing.
Yeah, I ain't either. But if you're thinking zombies in the Modern Warfare 3 context or whatever,
right?
No, that was garbage. This one is not so bad because it's like waves. They'll come in waves, and then you got to kill those, and then you get like a little breather for a second, and then the next wave starts, and so it's not like a big open world like Modern Warfare 3 was.
Yeah, the PvE. Yeah, the PvE aspect of a shooter game doesn't really scratch my itch. I want to go like shoot real people,
right.
Not in real life, but the video game. I want to go play against other players,
Yeah.
I want to go play against other players. That's what really kind of gets me going. I want to, at that point in time, I want to see who's better, that really gets me
going.
More
like challenging.
Yeah, it's a challenge for me. And that's just how I am internally. I just like to be challenged. I own my own business. And so and I've had several, failed businesses up until this point to the one that I have that's super successful now. But it's a challenge of overcoming whatever's in front of you. I feel like, in the game, I don't like to be super competitive. Like I don't ever take a game too seriously, but I do like to try to better myself in gaming. And so when we're playing things like boot camp and BR casual, those things are fun as well. But when we're talking about Verdansk, but they still don't really get me going because I know I'm in casual. There's 128 bots in there. I know in boot camp there's mostly bots in there. So those things are there for really fine tuning the skill, I guess. But it's really the interaction against other players that really kind of gets me going.
And I think I heard you say one time before that you didn't stream for a while. You just posted videos and then you started streaming.
Right. It was never my intention to be a DMZ streamer or a game streamer. It just wasn't something that interested me. And if I'm being quite honest, I still today don't know if it's something that I want to continue to do. Like if you look at my channel, a lot of my streams are hit and miss. They're here and there. And it's because sometimes I just don't feel like doing it. But, when you look at somebody that's super consistent at doing it, has the same schedule day in and day out, those guys are super successful. So I would say to somebody who wants to be a streamer, it does take a serious commitment because people are looking for you to make content and to go live and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have that flexibility, sure. But I run a business and it's hard for me to sit down. And not only do I own a business, but I have a family, right? I have 3 kids. And a wife, 2 dogs, and a kid that's in sports. So it's hard for me to sit down at a certain time and just stream consistently. And that was one of my reluctancies to streaming to begin with, because when I did stream, it was super late in the night. Starting like around 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, and then playing till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So. And that's because that was the quietest time in my house. But since then, I have a better microphone. I have some doors on my office now, so I can theoretically stream at some other, peak times. But it's still a struggle for me because we have a lot of things going on here at the house. But you're right. Yeah, my channel did start with me just uploading videos, and I did it specifically in whenever MW3 launched. Okay. So, and I did that because I saw a lot of people exiting the DMZ space to go play MW3, because we all knew that DMZ wasn't going to get any support, it wasn't going to get any updates, and a lot of people were like, you know, I'm not going to play a dead game mode, I'm going to go over to the new Call of Duty, which is fair. But I felt like it was a strong player base in DMZ, and it still has a pretty loyal base today. But especially when MW3 launched, I was like, if all these streamers are exiting, you know, the big guys, you know, the Lucci's and the Fixates and the Onyx, if these guys are leaving DMZ, it's going to open up space for new content creators in DMZ if the loyal base is there.
Right.
And that's when I started, because again, up until, you know, MW2 and Vanguard, I didn't have any Call of Duty, so I was still really bad at the game. So it took me, I guess, that amount of time to feel confident enough to even make gameplay videos. And even still today, I know I'm not the best out there, and my aim is not to be the best out there. My aim is just to make entertaining content. You know, I'm not claiming to be the best in DMZ, or you know, my aim isn't the best all the time. My rotations are not the best all the time. But if you compared me to, you know, 2 years ago, I'm light years better.
Yeah.
You know, but again, like, my idea wasn't really to be a streamer. I really just wanted to upload long form content. And it wasn't until maybe late last year I was like, well, let me stream and see what this is about. I wasn't even set up to stream, you know, whenever I was playing and uploading content. I didn't have any of this streaming equipment. So,
I mean, you know, you saying that, we've had a lot of people up here and have asked that exact same question to all of them, you know, and everybody's got their different reasons for doing it or whatever. But you're the first one that's ever said something to that extent to where it was like there was a window to where you could bring in new content creators with all those big dudes stepping aside. And I never really looked at it like that before. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and the channel grew like fast. A lot, you know, in a year's time, I really thought my channel would maybe hit 500 subs, maybe hit 1,000 subs in the first year. But in my first year, I hit 9,000 subs or 8,000 subs. It was pretty close. I think I just hit 9,000, so I think it was 8,000. I think it was a goal to hit 8,000 before my first full year uploading content. So I did, and in the beginning, a lot of my videos were getting a lot of views. You know, I felt like they were a lot of views at the time. You know, when you're a new content creator, uploading videos to YouTube, you know how hard it is to get those 10 views, those 20 views, the 50 views on a video that you're putting up. You know,
I struggle with that now.
Yeah, you know, and it's still an issue. Nobody really understands the YouTube algorithm. But what I will say is that just upload content, and just do it. You know, it doesn't even have to be on a schedule. Just as you make it, put it up, and then if it's good content, people will watch it. If it's good content, people will subscribe to you. But yeah, that was you know, hitting that 8,000 subscribers in the first year was pretty crazy to see. But I think that was kind of like peak DMZ, like getting into it. Now my videos are struggling. My DMZ content is struggling. You really have to make the perfect topic, the perfect title, the perfect thumbnail to get DMZ views, you know, just because I think the player base is shrinking over time, and I think it's going to continue to shrink, unfortunately. But again, but if you continue having fun, if you continuing to have fun playing the game, then by all means play the game. And if you're continuing to you know, enjoy making content, uploading content for DMZ, you know, just do it. Just, you know, have an expectation that, look, the player base is small, so your views are going to be small. And
I figured it's my shorts get way more views than any video I'll ever do.
Right. Yeah. It's hard to upload like DMZ gameplay clips now, just because it's pretty much the same fights at the same POIs. You know, without the updates in the game, it's really kind of just regurgitating the same type of content. But I mean, if you can find a way to make it interesting and tell a good story, sure. But at the same time, just understand that there's not a lot of people in the Call of Duty base looking for DMZ content, you know. Even though we all enjoy still playing the game, we just kind of have to be realistic with ourselves, you know.
Yeah, I think that's the hard part. A lot of people they're struggling to realize that, you know, until this new DMZ, if it ever comes out, DMZ 2.0 is what they're calling it. Until that comes out, it's going to be hard to create better content, to do anything like that, you know, to get those gameplays out there that they're really wanting to do until that update comes, until that new map comes, whatever it may be. I mean, there's speculations of, you know, the Verdansk is coming to DMZ. I've heard a couple people say that. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I've heard. But until those updates and stuff come, it's going to be hard for anybody to make DMZ. It doesn't matter how good you are at making content. It's going to be hard for everybody.
I mean, but it's kind of weird though, because I was talking about I don't remember who I was talking to. It might have been Dan or Legs. We were talking about it. No, it was Tat Dan, I believe. Yeah, it was Tat Dan. We were talking about it, and he was saying that when he streams DMZ, his view count is, you know, certain numbers or whatever. But then if he streams Warzone with Verdansk, it's not even close to what he pulls in with streaming DMZ. So I'm like, oh, okay, so if this is a die-in community, why isn't that Warzone stream drawing more attention than the DMZ stream? And well, I've noticed that with a lot of different channels.
Well, there's two reasons. Number one, Tad Dan and the likes, and myself included, we all built our channels based on DMZ content. So our audience is DMZ based. The second part of that is Warzone. Everybody's streaming Warzone. It's a very saturated market to stream Warzone. There's everybody and their son is streaming Warzone, you know. So if you're not already kind of solidified in that space, it's going to be hard for you to gain traction. You know, in such a large space that Warzone is. So, I mean, you take somebody, and I'll say this, and some people probably won't like it, but I'm going to say it anyway. The DMZ community just doesn't like Warzone content. They play DMZ because they don't like Warzone. So somebody who's built their channel based on uploading and streaming DMZ content, who makes a switch to Warzone, it's going to be off-putting to people who play DMZ, because it's just a night and day game. Like, they're two different game modes with two different strategies. And DMZ players they're just not interested in Warzone. So that's why the people, even like myself, I see the same thing. When I stream Warzone, I don't get the views that I do when I stream DMZ. But I'm okay with that, because I don't think we should really focus on who's watching, you know, when we're streaming, whatever it is that we're streaming. And I talked to a buddy of mine who's starting to get into DMZ streaming and content. And he's like, Chinz, like, nobody's in my streams. Nobody's watching my videos. Nobody's doing this. My subs, like, I'm hitting 200 subs or 250 subs or 300 subs, whatever the case is. And I'm just trying so hard and it's not getting there. And I tell him, like, dude, like, you're focused on the wrong thing. You're focused on trying to grow your channel. And you're looking at your sub count go up minusculely. And you're comparing yourself to my channel, your channel to my channel. How did I grow to 8,000 subscribers in the first year? I uploaded videos all the time, sometimes every day, you know? But that's not even it. Timing is everything. If you built your channel when DMZ was in its prime, those people grew their channels to 15, 20, 40, 50,000, 50K subscribers in that year and a half, you know? But if you're starting DMZ today, you're not going to go to 50,000, because there's not 50,000 people that are playing DMZ. There's hardly 50,000 people that are playing Warzone, you know? But I never paid attention to the sub count. I never paid attention to the views. What I did was I played the game that I wanted to play, that I was having fun playing, and I uploaded content for that game because I found it fun. and I thought that content was interesting. And if people watched it, then they watched it, and if they didn't, then they didn't. But I was never obsessed with the analytics of my channel. I was just uploading content because I thought it was good content. And YouTube will tell you if it's not good content. If they're going to push it out to some people. And if it's not attention grabbing, if the thumbnail's not great, if the first 10, 20, 30 seconds are not great, it's not going to get views. People are going to click off, and you got to look at your retention rate. There's a lot of things to look into. But to your point that, whenever the DMZ streamers are streaming Warzone and not getting the views, it's just because the DMZ player base just doesn't align with the Warzone player base. They're two different, game styles and in game modes and player bases.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that goes to lead on to talk about different games and stuff. You said that you played Madden, you played NBA and stuff like that. Have you ever thought about or considered maybe streaming into, maybe Madden or the NBA? I know a couple people who do stream the NBA 2K5. I think it is.
Ever since I got introduced to Call of Duty, I really have an infatuation with first-person shooters and extraction games in particular. So I played the Gray Zone Warfare. I played Tarkov. I played Helldivers 2. I tried Delta Force, and now Warzone. I do play other games. Like a weird game it's not weird, but a game that nobody would expect me to play is a game called Anno 1800. And it's a city building game. I don't do that on stream. I would never stream that. It's a very boring game, but I enjoy it. It's peaceful to me. I'm not talking or listening to anybody. This is just me time. And I'm going to go in there and build this, this empire. And I find that fun. Like, I'm going to like that. So sim games like that, not The Sims, but like simulators, like building these cities and stuff like that. Like, I really like doing that for me. But when I want to hang out with the boys and have fun, I'm going to go play Call of Duty or whatever first-person shooter is that we want to play. But yeah, so I did stream and play and upload content on Black Myth Wukong. I got tired of the game pretty quickly. I just felt like I was just boss pushing the whole time. It got, boring and monotonous to me after a couple of weeks. But I've played other games. If you've kind of stayed late in the streams, you might see me like jump onto another game here and there. But yeah, I covered Delta Force for a couple here and there. I've since uninstalled the game. But yeah, I mean, I've tried, I've played, and it's not that I'm not streaming those games because I don't feel like I'm getting the views. I've just lost interest in the game. And for some reason, Call of Duty seems to keep my attention. So that's where I'm at right now. But I'm not afraid to play and stream other games.
So my thing was, I've always been told that when you're starting to stream or whatever, the last thing you want to do is just bounce around from game to game to game, because then the algorithms really don't know what to do with you. 1 minute you're here, 1 minute you're there, whatever. So just find your little niche and stick into it. But then I turn around and I see people that are streaming this game and that game and this game and that game, and I'm like, okay. So apparently it's either that way or it's not that way. And I don't know the algorithm well enough to know whether it's safe to do that or not safe to do that for somebody small like me.
If you're actively trying to grow a YouTube channel, I would definitely stick with a niche. Whether that's FPS games, extraction shooter. I mean, you can get as niche as you want to. I'm only going to play first-person shooter games, right? I'm also only going to play extraction shooters. So those are two different genres of games. But an extraction shooter is technically, it could be a first-person shooter. There are third-person shooters out there that are extraction games. Again, it really kind of depends. If you're really trying to build your channel, 100% stick within a niche. Whether it's one game or one type of game, for sure. But if you don't care about growing your channel, if you're just playing the game to hang out with people, then play the game that you want to play and hang out with the people that you want to hang out with, and stream it if you want to. Just know that your channel is not going to grow as fast because people are looking for specific content, right? Yeah. and YouTube will, whenever I log into YouTube, it gives me a front page of everything it thinks I'm going to like. And it depends on what I'm looking up for that. Like when I was looking up for, when I built my new PC, there was nothing but PC videos coming up on my channel. Buy this GPU. Don't buy this GPU. This is the worst time to buy it. Oh, use this PC case. And I didn't see any game content. And I started watching other people's streams. Yes, those things started popping up back on my feed, right? So I would say to somebody that's trying to grow their channel, stick within a niche if you're trying to grow the channel. But if you're not, play whatever you want.
I started doing it just for fun, and I was playing with other people that were streaming or whatever, and we were talking about it, and they were like, why don't you just do it? So, I get there's people out there that do it for, that's their job, that's their income or anything like that. That was never my intention. Because if I wanted to do that, I would have just stayed on Twitch. I made affiliate on Twitch, and within the same month of making affiliate on Twitch, I left Twitch and came over to YouTube and started from scratch. So, to me, that's irrelevant. It'd be nice to get it, just to have it, Like, I've got the sub count now. I just need the watch hours now. But
right.
So I never will look at this as a career. This is just something that I do,
right?
On the side for fun or whatever. Because, like you were talking about earlier with the schedule, I got kids, I got a real life, to where I can't set a schedule and stick to it just because, you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
So my streams are sporadic, all over the place. I don't have, I don't have that little, Monday through Friday type thing.
Right. And, one of the, growing up and as a young adult working for other companies, I found a mentor in a supplier that we used to work with. And he told me, because I left the company, I went on my own, and he told me, because I asked him, hey, what's the best way to get into this? What's the best way to start my business? And this has stuck with me for the past, I don't know, 20 years probably, right? Probably less than 20 years, maybe like 16 years or something. But he said the best way to start a business is the best way to start a business is to be in business. And it really kind of hit me where I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like, don't overthink it, and no pun intended, but a lot of people tend to overthink a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
And so whenever he said the best way to be in business is the best way to start a business is to be in business, I'm like, you're absolutely right. Just go out there and do it, And so I would say to somebody who wants to get into streaming, who wants to get into content creation, just do it. It doesn't have to be Monday through Friday for 2 hours a day from, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. It doesn't have to be. If you're waiting for that time to be there for you, it'll never be there for you. So I would just say, just do it. Do it when you can, and forever how long you can. Maybe it's an hour on Monday, maybe it's 3 hours on Tuesday, maybe they're at different times, but just put the content out there, just put the streams out there, and somebody will go in there, somebody will chat it up with you. But you just got to do it, and you can't be scared to be like, man, I streamed and nobody was in there.
Oh no, I don't care about all that.
yeah, but again, somebody who's looking to grow the channel and maybe even make a career out of it, I would say don't stress about the things that you can't control. Just put the content out there and let people enjoy it.
Yeah, because lately I've been trying to do like videos and shorts in the meantime between just streams, because like I said, it's not every day that I could stream, but at least I'm posting something.
Right.
So that's what I've been trying to do over the last maybe, I don't know, a month or so, and I shot up quick because I was hovering around like 405, 406 subs for like, I don't know, forever. And then all of a sudden with these shorts or whatever, now I'm at 505. But
there you go.
The shorts don't count towards your watch hours.
That's correct. It's a different algorithm, a different process for monetization. Yep.
Yeah. So I got the subs now. I just need to watch hours. I think I'm like $370 off or something like that.
Yeah. And the best thing for you is that, for somebody who's trying to get watch hours is to stream, because when I started my channel, streaming hours did not count towards your watch hours. So I had to make videos in order to get those watch hours. But now YouTube has changed that where when you are streaming, it does count. So the best thing that you can do for somebody that's, trying to get their watch hours or try to, get monetization is stream regardless.
Yeah.
And if you're locked in with some people that have a higher view count with them, a higher view count, streaming count, a higher subscriber base, try to schedule your streams after they get done streaming or while they're streaming, so that way you can get rated by those people. They'll transfer those viewers over to you, and that'll help you out with your watch hours.
Oh yeah, that's definitely got me started in, because when I started, I didn't expect to, get anything really besides like a select few people. So to even reach the limit that I am now, a lot of that came from raised from Lando and Tat Dan and Ramrod and the Legs and all these other guys. And then with these shorts over the last month or so, just put me over the edge. It's just now trying to find the time outside of the real life to put time into the streaming to get the rest of those watch hours. Is the part that's hard, dude.
Right.
Darn that real life.
Yeah, no, man. I remember when
always
you were
standing
kids,
in the way.
man, you couldn't wait to grow up, and now that you're grown up, you're like, yeah, I just want
Yeah.
to wait
Kid again.
But that's kind of why we play games, right? You just kind of escape that, that stuff, and just kind of relax and chill with the boys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So so obviously you mentioned this before in your conversation. One of the biggest lessons you learned was to try and just go do it, and that's kind of what you did with your business, and that's kind of what you did with your gaming. You just went and did it. It's just something that's out there now. Is that something that obviously it's something that you're going to pass along to somebody else who's getting into the business? You just told Irish to go do it, just try it, give it a, and to set a specific type of game that you want to do.
Right.
Is that to some people that may keep them from growing, because then they get, I want to play this, I want to play that, I want to try and do this, I want to try and do that game. The success rate that you've had with it is for one person, but do you think it might be different for somebody else? If that even makes sense? I don't know if I made sense with that question.
Well, it's like he was saying earlier. He jumped into DMZ at like prime time.
Yeah.
To where like me now starting to stream DMZ within the last like 5 months. It's night and day compared on like the attention that it was getting. So now I don't know what the game is out there now that's like drawing everybody in.
Yeah, the thing is, if you're chasing trends, like you're gonna have a hard time building a channel. Like if you're chasing all the new trends, right? All the games that are coming out, because you don't know what's gonna happen with the new game that's coming out. Yeah. Delta Force is a game that a lot of PC gamers, DMZ and Call of Duty gamers gravitated towards because it was going to be the next big thing, and it is a really big game right now. But the DMZ player base, Call of Duty player base, isn't really that interested in Delta Force. Number one, because it's not on console and they can't play it. So why would a console player go watch a game that they can't play, right? Yeah. I wouldn't focus on whatever new games that are coming out. And to Donnie's question, would you play all these different games on stream? No, I wouldn't. If you care to grow your channel, I wouldn't. I would stick to a game that you're good at or that you have fun playing, because there's especially when you're trying to grow a channel. Now you'll get to a certain point in your channel growth or your YouTube career where you can have the liberty to play whatever you want to play. I think for somebody that's still trying to grow their channel, it could be detrimental if you're actively trying to grow the channel. And I would say, like again, I mentioned I play Anno 1800. I would never play that game on stream. I would never post content for that game. I enjoy the game for me. I don't think it's interesting gameplay. I don't think that there's content to be made for it. Maybe there is. I don't even absorb the content if there is content out there for Anno 1800. I just play the game because it's fun to me. I play other games that I don't stream. So if the idea is like, hey, I want to play these other games, 100% play those other games. You don't always have to stream every game you're playing. You don't always have to upload content to every game you're playing. If you want to be a Call of Duty, if you think you're good at Call of Duty, or if you think you're good at making Call of Duty content, or first-person shooter content, or even extraction shooter content, upload that content, and then you can play Marvel Rivals on the side, or you can play NBA 2K on the side, or Madden, or Spider-Man, or whatever the case is, Black Myth Wukong. Play those other games, but you don't always have to upload the content,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, because I mean, the only thing that's ever been on my channel is DMZ since the day I started it. I played several other games, Assassin's Creed. I've been playing that little haunted game with legs lately.
Yep.
And it's fun to do that type of stuff, just to kick back. But I'll never stream it.
Right. You'll see a friend of mine, Bees. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Bees.
Yeah.
Bees has a great audience.
Yeah.
The people that watch him are really, really dedicated to him. I don't know what his average viewer is on his streams, but whenever I'm in there, it's in the 30s, 40s, 50s or so. And he plays different games all the time. But for somebody that's looking only for a specific type of game mode, they're probably not going to go watch Bees because he's playing a different game every day of the week,
but most of the games that guy plays, I've never even heard of before.
Yeah, but the thing with Bees though is he's super entertaining.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not even in there paying attention to the game he's playing. I'm in there to just interact with Bees and interact with the chat. And if you have that type of attitude and you're gifted in that sense, then yeah, you can probably get away with doing other things, playing other games, because your interactions with the chat or supersede the game that you're playing.
Yeah, I asked him the other day in a stream, does streamer Bees ever accidentally answer the phone on one of those insurance calls? And he's like, never, dude, I'm completely different. I was like, I can't imagine him being calm and cool. He's just over the top all the time.
Right. Yeah, he's a great dude. Yeah. But he's a prime example of somebody who just who doesn't really care about the algorithm. From what I kind of gather from him, he's out there just having a good time playing the games that he wants to play. It may limit his growth now, but as long as he's enjoying what he's doing, that's kind of all that really matters.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what most people, that's how I feel about it anyway. You should do what you want to do that you enjoy doing, regardless. Because I don't, why get stuck in the sand doing something you don't really enjoy. I had this conversation with somebody today, and they were talking about going over to Warzone because DMZ is just not what it used to be. And I'm like, I mean, if that's what you want to do, I mean,
right,
do it. And if you don't enjoy DMZ anymore, then don't play it.
Yeah, and that's I think that's kind of where a few of us are, actually. And I'm not going to speak on anybody else, but I know for me specifically, I haven't been uploading or streaming DMZ content lately, just because I don't find it. It just doesn't do what it used to do for me. Verdansk is a new game. Warzone has Verdansk, and I've never played it. I'm having fun playing it, and I'm uploading shorts on it. I'm not doing like whole long form content. I'm not streaming it really. So a lot of people are like, damn, where did Chinz go? Like, he just disappeared. And I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm a year into this, a little over a year into this, and I'm still trying to figure it out, but I know for sure that DMZ doesn't do it for me like it used to, and I'm only playing it, maybe a couple days a week for a few hours. I played last night with Lando and V Raptor. So I played with them all night, and I was the most fun I had in DMZ in a long time. But the day prior to that, I booted up DMZ, had a couple of squad wipes as a solo, and then I got killed by a toxic Bryson 800 team. And then the next raid, it was RGLs. And then the next raid was a full team of toxic guys just running around talking crap with anti-armor rounds. And the talking crap doesn't really get to me. It's just that the game is so broken right now that it's hard to play it. You know, when there's a game that's out there that kind of can give me the same type of a dopamine hit, you know, without feeling frustrated. And DMZ just in its current state does give me a lot of frustration, but I do enjoy it still, just not as much as I used to, and I can tolerate it for you know, a couple days a week, 2-3 days a week, for a few hours. But after I played for like an hour and then I cut it off. I'm like, I can't do this anymore, you know, this yeah. I'm done for today, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I mean, I get it. It's just I've never been huge into Warzone, but I have played, you know, since Verdansk came out, and I played it, and it's not bad. But
I'll say this:
DMZ. It's not DMZ, man.
It's definitely not DMZ, but current state DMZ does resemble what Warzone is. Because you got to think. I mean, just kind of think about it for a second. A lot of people got interested into DMZ because it wasn't a sweat fest. It wasn't everybody trying to be the top team on every match, right? There's objectives to do. We were doing missions. We were doing side missions. There were Easter eggs to do all over the place. They had events going on, and so there was a lot to do in DMZ. But current state DMZ, it's a slower based version of Warzone for sure. Because that's what everybody's doing, right? Everybody's just doing PvP all day.
It's almost like a boot camp, so to speak.
Yeah. It's definitely here. It's funny you say that. I'll say this, and it kind of ties into what I was just saying. We all were playing DMZ because it wasn't sweaty, right? Because it was a casual game mode. It felt like a casual, slower game mode. And Infinity Ward is just known for their slower paced games. But today's DMZ is very sweaty. Would you guys agree or disagree?
Oh yeah,
I agree.
100%.
Yeah, it's very sweaty. So you have a game mode that went from super casual to super sweaty, right? And now you got all these people saying, "Oh, you're just here doing PvP." Yeah, that's the only thing to do here, you know. But you take that concept and you move it over to Warzone, and now you have BR Casual and you have Plunder over there, right? It's not on Mazra, it's on Verdansk, you know, but you have a game mode called BR Casual, which is super casual. There's only 28 real players in that game mode, and 122 bots, essentially. It only gets sweaty at the very end, in the last 20 players when you're in that final circle. So yeah, I would even argue to say that the people that are looking for a casual game to play that are not enjoying DMZ, go try out BR Casual, because you're getting rid of all the sweatiness that's in DMZ right now, and it's essentially being replaced with BR Casual. And if that's even too sweaty for you, go play Plunder, because Plunder's even less sweaty than BR Casual. Yeah, you're going to get killed, but you're going to get revived, and you're going to find a lot of money, and there's things to do there. The objective isn't to be the team with the most kills. The objective is to be the team with the most money. So if you haven't played Plunder or you haven't played BR Casual and you're on DMZ and it's too sweaty for you, go try those game modes.
I play both of them. I play both of them. I don't have a problem with either one of them. It's just,
I used to play Plunder, and I used to be one of the sweaty guys. I used to just go around trolling people.
Plunder's kind of sweaty right now because of Verdansk, dude. It's like a bunch of Chris Kyles out there, dude.
Yeah, I mean they have a pretty good meta right now, and as far as weapons are concerned. But the thing is, in Plunder, right now there's an event going on. It's probably going to end here pretty soon. But there's tons and tons and tons of saves all over the freaking map right now. Everybody's trying to get this one skin, and so everybody's playing right now to get that skin.
Is it that Kane skin?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I've opened so many safes too.
I got that.
It's funny because I was playing. I've been playing Warzone, opening up saves as I come by them, trying to get it. with no luck. And the very first plunder game that I played, I found it in the first safe.
I haven't either.
Yeah, so I think I'm not encouraging or talking people out of DMZ, but I'm just saying, if you're looking for a more chill game mode to go play, I would try either one of those two game modes. When I load into Warzone, I haven't even hit double-digit kills in Warzone, regular Warzone. Like I think my peak is like 9 kills. And I suck so bad because I don't know the guns, I don't know the map, I don't know the movement. I haven't been playing BO6 since it came out last November. So I'm new to it all, you know. But playing BR casual, I was playing before I hopped on with you guys, 24 kills, 22 kills. You know, it's such a different pace of game, where I could just actually go hang out with the guys and not really care.
I was watching y'all the last time when you, Ramrod, and Lando were playing, and Ram, bro, he was that guy. He was not feeling Warzone, bro.
Yeah, it's the thing is, Ram likes to be super competitive, and he's a really good player, so he wants to be good at the game. And so, you know, whenever you have whenever you know you have potential in a game, it sucks to be bad at it, right?
Oh yeah.
But we all have to kind of go back to our DMZ days when we first started playing DMZ, and we didn't know how the game mode was supposed to be played. You know, Infinity Ward had just changed the movement, and so everybody was trying to figure out their sensitivity settings, their aim settings, all that jazz, on top of learning a new game mode. And that's essentially what me and Ram are going through right now. You know, we're trying to learn it all at the same time. So when I want to feel good about myself, I'll hop into DMZ and I'll go squad wipe everybody, you know, and then I'll go on back on the Warzone with my confidence a little bit boosted and try to get some kills over there, because I know I'm going to lose about 80% of my gulags, you know. I know I'm going to lose about 70% of my gunfights, you know, and I attribute to the kills that I do have as just luck, somebody being at the wrong place at the wrong time. So
my kills are the bots for sure, guarantee you.
Yeah. You know, so I just have to understand my place in the game right now, and that's okay. I'm not a super competitive guy. I just want to be better than I was yesterday. So that's why if you see my content before, if you see my videos, I'm never just raging out on anybody. I'm not that way in person. It takes a lot for somebody to get under my skin. So I'm definitely not going to let somebody who I've never seen, never met, just talking out of their behinds, you know, get under my skin. Like I'm laughing it off most of the time. So, you know, the people in this game that are super toxic just don't really get to me. Even that, I could even go into DMZ and just get killed over and over and over and over and over again. It doesn't really bother me because I just don't take the game too seriously. Not just that game in particular, just any game, because it's just a game, guys, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm old school, so I had all my trash talking way back in the day with Halo 3 and all that stuff like that, to where now I have my procs chat off at all times. Because I just don't see the point in it. Yeah,
same.
You know, I know when you're streaming, every once in a while it can make for good content because you come across somebody who's entertaining and funny or whatever, but 90% of it is garbage.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then that can have a tendency to hurt the channel if they're saying super egregious stuff, and YouTube doesn't like that stuff, you know.
Yeah, so I just leave mine off at all times.
Yeah, I have mine off, you know, like the majority of the time. I don't know what the actual percentage really is. Is it 90% or 70%? But for the most part, I have it turned off, and I'll turn it on if, you know, somebody's saying that they're talking crazy or they're being silly or something. Then I'll turn it on just to hear what's going on, and then I'll turn it back off, you know.
So what are your hopes for the new DMZ?
What are my hopes for the new DMZ? Assuming that it comes out next year in 2026 when Infinity Ward gets their go at it, I hope they improve movement, but it's been rumored that Infinity Ward doesn't like Omni movement And I think that's a pretty good take, considering if you look at the history of Infinity War games, they've never had like a super crazy movement. They're really kind of into the slower paced games. So I want to see some slide castling. I want to see some bunny hopping. I could care less if they introduce, like, I know they won't, and if they do have Omni movement in new DMZ and MW4, I think it's going to be super toned down. But everything that I've read and heard and listened to leads me to believe that they won't be bringing Omni movement to MW4 DMZ.
I hope
So
not.
no, I think it's even the people that even the people that really enjoy BO6 and Verdansk, they don't. There's not a lot of people using it, you know. But what would I like to see? Yeah, better movement for sure. I would like to see. Hopefully, they don't introduce pay-to-win bundles, though. I bet you they probably will. But I hope not, because you know, people coming in with UAVs off the rip, you know, and kill streaks off the rip is kind of silly. So hopefully, no pay-to-win bundles in DMZ. What else would I like to see?
I'm okay with the pay-to-win bundles if it's just like blueprints. No 15-minute cooldown, just the blueprint itself, and operator skin. No kill streaks or nothing like that. No 2 plates, no 3 plates or anything like that.
Right.
Just basic, an operator skin and blueprints. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just cosmetics, you know, and that's fine. I don't care what the game looks like. The game could bring in freaking SpongeBob SquarePants. It's not gonna bother me. I don't care. People want to spend their money on SpongeBob SquarePants and Call of Duty, then let them do it. You know, that's their money. And if Call of Duty wants to put it in there because they think they'll, 20,000 people will buy it, then, you know, by all means, go for it. But yeah, to pay to win bundles, you know, when they're introducing gear into the game for a paid price, don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Like they've done with this DMZ. Maybe a more robust, system, menu system where we can stash guns and other things. The problem with DMZ now is just that there's a bunch of loot all over the place, and it doesn't serve a purpose, right? There's screwdrivers and toothpaste and photos and things like that everywhere that doesn't really do anything. When you look at the competition like Delta Force, everything in Delta Force, everything that's lootable has a value, and everything has a value, and you can do something with it when you get back. So you can craft guns with it, craft gear with it, craft different things with the lootable items in Delta Force. So I don't know if DMZ will do something like that. I think it may be too complex of a system.
I have a question. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think about this? I just thought of this when you start saying everything has a value and stuff, and loot all over the place. What if you were to, like, okay, so we know DMZ has the dead drops in them, right? You go dead drop, 50 stronghold key cards, you get something unlocked or anything. Your stash increases. Your stash contraband increases. Things like that. What if you were to collect the weapon you wanted, dead drop it, it goes automatically into your stash. That way you can, that would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? Let's say, because there's times where I've come across like 4 guns that I wanted to take out with me, like, dang, I don't have enough room in my bag for this. But if you were to dead drop one of them, and it's only weapons only, no vests, nothing like that. You were to dead drop a weapon, and then when you get back to your lobby, it's there in your contraband stash.
That could be an interesting feature. I think there'd have to be a cap on it, though. I don't think we can just, go around dead dropping 10 guns into a dumpster per se, and then it ends up in our stash.
You'd be about like 2, maybe 1 or 2 guns per raid or per game.
I think the extraction shooter, the whole looter shooter thing kind of gets me because, and the reason I really kind of enjoyed Delta Force up until recently is because, and it's not because of the gameplay, it was because of the lack of Delta Force's team just undermining the gamers in a sense. So, but Delta Force is doing a lot of good things. But the reason I like Delta Force was because of the gear fear. In the DMZ, there currently isn't any gear fear. So hopefully they introduce some sort of gear fear into the next version of DMZ. I like that I can extract guns and hold guns. I think 50 guns, because right now you can max out like 52 guns. I think that's too much. You don't need 52 guns. Right now you can craft specialty vests in game. I don't want to be able to do that. I really want a sense of gear fear, like in the game. Like I want to take in a dollar value of gear, and have the ability to lose it to somebody. And it really hurt me. I want it to hurt bad. Like that was a $700,000 gun, dude. Like that was my favorite gun. Now I got to go find $700,000 either by doing missions or looting things or selling things, and save up $700,000 to build it again.
I don't think I think that's way too advanced for Call of Duty.
I think you're right. I think Call of Duty is gonna, for DMZ to be Call of Duty's first extraction shooter. It was fine. It was okay. It was a really, really, really dumbed down version of a looter shooter, but it had to be because it's Call of Duty.
Here's my three things for DMZ is. They can keep it almost exactly how it is. Just fix everything that's broken. Get rid of the pay-to-win the bundles, like you said. I feel like the police systems and team assimilation should be out of it altogether. Once you die, you come in. I think your squad should be a squad of 4, not 3. And then once you die, that's it. It's over. You back to the lobby. That to me will draw more of a gear fear, because you can't flee when somebody come pick you up. I feel like once your team is wiped, that's it. It's done.
Yes, that's a good point. I mean, and to answer the question simply, I would like them to introduce gear fear, remove pay-to-win bundles, and change the movement. If I had to, sum it down to 3 things,
and also have an anti-cheat that works, bro.
Even as good as Delta Force's anti-cheat is, they're still getting, rocked by cheaters, dude. It's such unfortunately, that's just the state of gaming that we're in today. It's some games are just notoriously good at having a good anti-cheat, and some others, like Call of Duty, just are notoriously bad for having, a working anti-cheat. So unfortunately, we love to play a game that has a terrible anti-cheat, so... and I think whenever we boot up the game, we know that. We know what we're getting into when we load into DMZ or Call of Duty. It's going to be chock full of cheaters. And we do that. And we load into the game knowing that otherwise. So,
but it still sucks.
It definitely still sucks. It definitely sucks. But we still do it. We still play the game, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. It's something to do. I mean, it passes time.
Yeah. So again, and that's why I don't take the game too seriously. Imagine I was a super competitive guy loading into DMZ, which is not even a super competitive mode. There's no ranking system there. There's no skill-based matchmaking in DMZ. So imagine I get in there and I take the game super seriously and I get killed by a cheater. The good thing about the current state of DMZ is that there is no gear fear. You can, if you lose a stealth vest, you can go back and get another one like super easily, or you have the guys that coach you out with a ton of gear. So there's nothing to lose in DMZ that's really going to hurt you. So again, it's supposed to be casual. So I don't take the game seriously. So whenever I do get killed by a cheater, yeah, it sucks, but it's like whatever. I got a 15-minute cooldown gun. I got a 2-plate vest coming in because I bought a pay-to-win bundle, and I'm really kind of good to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't play I didn't get any of those play to win bundles or anything like that. I come into 1 plate. I come in with contraband or whatever insured weapon I have available, which usually isn't any. So I come in with like ground loot weapons and a 1-plate vest. And to be honest, I feel like I am more successful with a ground loot weapon and a 1-plate vest than I am when I'm fully geared. I mean, that's just my opinion. That's just how I feel. I mean, I play with Irish quite often, and he's always like, here's a 1-plate, or here's a 2-plate, not a 1-plate. Here's a 2-plate, here's a 3-plate. Found all these other ones. It's like, honestly, I'd rather just stick with my 1-plate because it's what I'm comfortable.
Look, and today's DMZ, man, on one plate is
more props to you, dude, because everybody's running around with anti-armor rounds, and we're just getting shredded all over the place.
Well, I personally don't rock the anti-armor rounds, the AA rounds. I mean,
I quit
if I can get the edge on them, I'll win that fight. If but right. I have video footage on my YouTube showing that one plate, no plates. I had a one plate on with no plates, and I still took down a team of 3. Over on Ashika. It's there. You just got to be able to play the game.
He had that M13C.
That M13C came in clutch as always. I made a video on it. It's on my YouTube. M13 weapon of choice, or M13C is the weapon of choice for this week. And I ran all my raids. I ran with the M13C. I still got.
It's not a bad gun.
It's not a bad gun. It's a short to mid range. No, it's not. Irish.
I recently put up a video going over the meta, the 2025 meta, and it wasn't introducing any new guns. I was basically revisiting what Infinity Ward and Activision left us with whenever they decided to stop updating DMZ. And so you'll hear some people saying, "Oh, like they're doing stuff to Warzone." There's this weird conspiracy that they keep increasing the volatility of the bots, and they're being aggroed and they're being buffed up until this day. And guys, I just want to say that's not true. They're not doing anything with this game. They're not updating it to piss us off, to get us to go play something else.
My theory with the bots is at the more people you kill, the more operators you kill, the more bots you kill, they level up. Because I remember back when I first started playing it, and I started playing DMZ pretty much in this current state. I came way late to DMZ. Mm-hmm. I remember I used to come into Ashika with a Tempest Torrent, one-shot headshots, all the bots on the map, no problem. Now, bro, you gotta unload an entire clip just about.
Yeah, I think
they level up with you.
I think that's the gun you're using.
It could. There's a bunch of conspiracies out there, but the thing is, in season 1, the bots were bots. They were just bots, in season 1. In season 2, they updated Warzone, which negatively impacted the bots in DMZ, and then they went on to say that, oh, we did that to the bots on purpose, and they haven't done. I think they nerfed it a little bit in season 2 Reloaded, but since then they haven't done anything with the bots. The bots have been a nuisance to us since season 2 of DMZ, and I'm a firm believer in the fact that they don't care about this game. They're not doing anything to this game to drive us away from playing it, other than not updating it. I hear weekly that they buff the bots. Imagine if they were buffing the bots every month, the game wouldn't be playable.
It feels like it sometimes. So
yeah, but that's why. But you know what? That's why some of the map is unplayable. That's why we're fighting inside city, and we're fighting in downtown, and we're fighting at No Name, and we're fighting at PvP buy station, because there are places you just cannot play in. You can't play in Akdar Village. You can't play in Saripe. You can't play in T Caves. You can't play in freaking Observatory, because the bots there are just horrendous. Yeah. So a lot of the map is unplayable because of the amount of bots that are there. So you have to fight in these areas that have a low density of bots. And
Bondo the entire map.
Yeah, and Bondo yeah. But we knew that going into Bondo whenever they created it. It was supposed to be a super frustrating map to play with, along with Building 21. But some people really enjoy playing Building 21 in Vondel, and hey, more power to them. It's just not a map that I can get down with on a regular basis.
I ain't going.
I hear some people run Building 21 solo.
Oh yeah, no good.
Yeah, if I want to lose my hair, I'll do that.
Look, man, I've seen people go to Building 21 solo with just knives,
and they exfil, at the end of it. It's like, that's crazy. That stuff is insane.
Look, dude, Miss Six and Eli and Dutch bro, and Maui.
Yeah, no.
Though they are the Building 21 crew.
Yeah. I mean, I used to play with a guy when Building 21 came out, and he loved it. He loved playing Building 21. That's all he would play. He enjoyed it. He doesn't play the game anymore, but the thing is, it's super hard to play Building 21 today because you know that there's only two things going on in that game, in that map. It's Bryson 800 and it's RGLs.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, so you know what you're getting into when you go there. And if you can make it out, you know, good for you, but you just have the expectation is super low. Like, I'm gonna go there and just get racked off the rip.
Because I was playing with Tat Dan, and Black Gold were playing together one day, and I needed the weapons case out of Building 21 like four more times or something like that. So he was like, well, we'll just go in there and get it. Like, it was just, you know, no problem. So we go in there, right? We wiped the lobby, or so we thought. I should say. We're just running around there. We got the weapons case. I needed some kind of extraction note for some mission or whatever. And so we're just, you know, cruising around there thinking that the lobby is wiped and it's just us. So we get down into the exfil elevator. Next thing you know, this solo comes out of nowhere with an RGL, shoots it into the elevator, knocks all three of us, kills them two fully. I'm resin, and as soon as I get ready to stand up, this guy slides through the elevator door as it's closing and knifes me. Oh, yeah. Man. Oh my God, dude.
You know, in Prime DMZ, I would have laughed at that and chalked it up and enjoyed that part of the game. But you know, in today's DMZ, it's just annoying at this point, you know.
Yeah. Oh my man, this whole time we're running around here thinking it's just us and there's lingering around here.
Dang, that sucks.
Yeah. So I still need the weapons case 4 more times.
I gotta get it 6 more times. I haven't even done it yet.
Yeah, it's a hard map to play.
So
and now I gotta extract like 20 hard drives or something like that, encrypted hard drives out of there. Or 10 or something like that. I'm like, dude, I don't even go to this place.
Yeah, so it's a tough time to do missions, you know.
The next question I have for you, DChinz, is I heard a rumor that you don't like Oreos. I mean, if you don't like, this is the first time I've ever heard of somebody not liking Oreos, even if that's true or not. I mean, so let's set their record straight.
Here's the record. The record is, for the record, I don't have a problem with Oreos.
Okay.
I eat Oreos on stream. You know, I eat Oreos from time to time. We have Oreos in the house. I love, you know, cookies and cream milkshakes. I think they're really good. We have cookies and cream ice cream in the house. We have the snack packs of Oreos in the house. So it's not that I don't like Oreos. My statement, it's evolved into this hatred towards Oreos over time. And I've just kind of gone with it. But the truth is, I don't have a problem with Oreos. I made a statement. I asked a question rather to Lando in his chat on stream one time. And I said, what kid snacks do you have in your house? He's like, well, define kid snacks. I said, I don't know, like Oreos. And he said, what? No, Oreos are not kid snacks. I'm like, they're 100% kid snacks. And then he's like, no, they're not. So his whole chat was like, no, they're not. They're not kid snacks. They're adult snacks too. I'm like, that's fine. I get it that adults eat Oreos, but they're still kid snacks at the end of the day. I'm not eating, you know, Oreos could eat freaking animal crackers. That doesn't mean they're adult snacks, you know? They're still kid snacks to me. And my argument is that if I didn't have kids in my house, I wouldn't have Oreos in my house. And this is DChinz, and I approve this message. All right. So no, I don't have a problem with Oreos. I just believe that they're kid snacks. Adults can enjoy them too. And look, they put them in Lunchables, right? And Lunchables are for kids. So,
facts.
That's true.
So again, enjoy the kid snack as an adult, but it's still a kid snack to me.
It's funny how that thing evolved into you hating it now, bro.
Yeah, I'm the official Oreo hater of DMZ, you know.
And then poor Ramrod with his horrible sandwich choice, bro.
Yeah,
yeah.
So luckily he's been catching a lot of slack for that, and the Oreo stuff is kind of dying out. But I'm forever going to be the Oreo hater at DMZ, and that's okay. That's okay.
So what's up with Ramrod and his sandwich choice?
Oh my god, bro! You'd have to ask him.
You're gonna have to
remember
ask
exactly. But
it's I'll briefly go over it. It's a pizza sub. I could be wrong, but it's a pizza sub.
Yeah, something like that. With like
pickles and ranch.
Yeah.
So maybe you can bring Ramrod onto the podcast and get him to explain why he eats such a disgusting thing. But yeah, that's his,
good.
So Ramrod took the heat off of DChinz for a little bit.
Yeah.
And Lando's chat, except for legs still gives him crap all the time.
Yeah,
that sounds kind of good. The ranch.
Oh, Donnie, bro, you're canceled, bro.
Ranch, pickles, and pizza on a sub sandwich.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Oh my god, dude!
All right, well, we got to let Ram know he got some partner in crime.
I'm gonna have to go try that now.
Go for it. Tell us how it is.
That's kind of like.
Don't tell me how it is. Actually,
that's kind of like who was talking about mayonnaise on your grilled cheese?
That's Pop Tart. She was talking about that stuff.
No, that's somebody's trolling with that.
No.
Somebody else mentioned that too.
She's 100% legit serious on making a grilled cheese, but instead of using butter, use mayonnaise.
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah, that's I can't do it, bro.
I'm gonna try it. I still gotta try that too. I'm gonna try it.
And it's like dogs, man. Dogs with his banana sandwiches, mayonnaise and banana stomach, brother.
Oh,
that should be outlawed.
While we're on food, Chinz.
Yeah.
What about apples and peanut butter?
Yeah, I'm cool with apples and peanut butter.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't got a problem with it.
I think that was Irish who said No, it wasn't Irish. Who was it?
I mean, specifically though, if it's two different things for me. If I'm doing peanut butter on apples, it has to be the red apples. But if there's green apples, it's going to be caramel. That's two different things for me. So
yeah,
I wouldn't put peanut butter on a green apple, and wouldn't put caramel on a red apple.
So I get that, but is there a flavor difference between? I mean, I know the green apples are a sour.
The green apples are more bitter, so with the sweet caramel, it kind of like balances it out.
Balances that out. Okay.
And then with the red apple, it's more sweeter, so with the peanut butter, kind of balances it out, so it's not overly sweet. Either way, whichever way you go, they're both kind of balanced.
So if you change your thought process real quickly, peanut butter is more of a thicker caramel than an original caramel. If you change your thought process a little
caramel,
bit,
though.
I know, but if you change your thought process, it's the same color.
Okay.
They're the same color, but they're different. They're definitely different tastes.
They're different things
and textures.
That's why I said you got to change your thought process a little bit to be able to think that. So
no, you got to change science, bro, because one of them is like a mashed up peanut, and then the other one is just boiled sugar, pretty much until it caramelizes.
Okay, so going on to my last question.
Yeah.
What's next for DChinz? Let's say the whole Warzone thing works out. The whole you already talked about you're putting small videos out for the Warzone. You kind of stopped on DMZ. What's next for DChinz?
I'm really just kind of holding out for DMZ 2 or another good extraction shooter. So, why I'm not playing as much DMZ now, because I'm playing Warzone and I'm having fun playing Warzone, Verdansk. It's a new game for me, and it's piquing my interest, and so I'm probably going to stick with Verdansk for the time being. And I don't know if I can make long form content, which I really, really like to do. I don't know if I can make long form content on Warzone, but I definitely will upload shorts. I definitely will stream more Warzone from time to time. So if we're saying, what's next in the in the immediate future, definitely more Warzone. And looking forward to other games coming out. Delta Force is supposed to have controller support and console support at the end of summer 2025. So looking forward to that coming. If that happens, I'll definitely get back on Delta Force. Marathon is coming out with an extraction shooter called Bungie's coming out with an extraction shooter called Marathon. So looking forward to that game coming out. So that's kind of the immediate future for DChinz. Looking out for more FPS extraction shooters. And in the meantime, until those things come out, really kind of perfect my craft at Warzone. Hop on the DMZ every now and then with the fellas, and hold out hopes that DMZ 2 comes out next year, which I'm pretty confident it will. But that's still a year and a half away.
Okay. So coming to the end here, we like to do a little kind of like inspirational thought or quote of the day. I really didn't mention it earlier because I think I found one, and with what you were saying, it kind of goes hand in hand with what you talked about with what my quote is. And this was said by Mike Tyson. It says, "You have to train your mindset. You have to train your mind to be stronger than your feelings, or else you will lose yourself." And that goes with, I think that goes well with the whole DMZ part of this thing. I mean, you have to be mentally strong to play DMZ, or else you're gonna rage quit, you're gonna hit your TV, you're gonna throw your controller. So you got to be mentally strong to play the game. I mean, that's just what I'm getting from what our conversation was. But in real life, we come across things that we have no control over. Unfortunately enough, some people get cancer. Some people are fortunate enough to beat cancer. Some people are unfortunate to have their lives taken by cancer and things like that. Different things that we can't control really plays an effect. I'm a big person on mental health. I worked for mental health, and then it's just kind of plays a part in, you got to be mentally strong to be able to take on the day, because even whether it's in a game or whether it's in real life, that mentality is of the mental strength is there. It's got to be there in order to pursue what you want to get. You starting your business, some odd years ago, it was one thing, and then going into it, you got the grasp of it, and now you move forward. You had to be mentally strong, knowing you're going to be successful. There's a need for this. I know how to do it. I just have to be mentally strong and stick to it, type of stuff.
Right. I agree.
Anything come to your mind for like a quote that you memorized throughout your life? I know you gave the one from your old employer that kind of stuck with you over 16 years, you said.
A quote that sticks with me?
Yeah, or just some inspiration that you found along your way.
I'm a God-fearing man. I can do all things through Christ.
Yeah.
If you really set your mind to something, whatever you think you're not capable of, you're more than capable of doing it. Especially if you got God on your side, and I believe that wholeheartedly. So, if nobody knew that about me, then they know about it now, and I hope everybody, learns to know that about me. That first and foremost, I'm a God-fearing man, and so that's how I live my life.
So that your quote kind of goes along with the second one that I picked. The second one that I'll tell you guys off the thing, but yeah, it kind of goes along with the second one that you had, or with yours. Yeah. So we went over the Oreo thing. That's cleared up now. You don't dislike them. You just think they're you just think they're a kid's food. Okay, so that's one of the main things that I was really wanting to focus on with the Oreo thing.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so we can clear the air on DChinz's name, bro.
Nah, it's okay. You guys just leave it. Just leave it. You got Lando has what? How many thousand people watching them? They made up their mind by now.
You ain't getting out of it, bro. You hate
No,
Oreos.
not at all. Not at all.
Well, Chinz, man, we appreciate you coming on, bro, for real.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Having you, man. Learned a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me.
All right, so that is we've reached our time here on Don't Overthink It, and as always, we'd like to thank you for listening in. If you're new, thanks for coming in. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. Please like and subscribe to DChinz. Let's get him some more subscribers and stuff. And as always, stay safe out there and don't overthink it.